into me. They said, sorry, I'm not in their way. I'm not in their way. They're not bumping into the phone booth, the phone kiosk. They, bump into me. So they're harassing me nonstop. So this Eric Adam became mayor. There's an increase in attack on immigrants. They said the immigrants, homeless immigrants, are a crisis to America. So the police attacking me. I'm freezing out in the cold. The one is to help me. Help me expose this xenophobia. I'm a Judeo-Christian, and they're acting as Christmas Grinches, attacking me as a homeless Judeo-Christian. In the subway, they used to shut off my Wi-Fi. I used to go online to this was many years ago. I used to watch Christian programs through the Wi-Fi, foreign Christian broadcast, and they would shut off my Wi-Fi in the MT as a homeless. I've been homeless now since 2010. Eric Garner was trying to help me with the court papers in 2014. And I love the black Americans who attacked me as a homeless Nigerian transsexual, the subway workers, they would threaten me, and all that. And in 2019, before I was choked out by the NYPD. I used to use the bathroom at Franklin Avenue train station, where you get the Q train going to Prospect Park. Where you get the shuttle going to Prospect Park, and also where you get the 2 and 4 train. And a black American janitor then told me, and they used to leave that bathroom in a very deplorable state. They would have it the toilet would be leaking sewer water, and I wasn't used to that. I'm from Nigeria, but I wasn't really used to that kind of nastiness. So I'll get so disgusted, I would record it and quickly call 511. And they thought I was the lowest of the low because I was an African, and a black American threatened me. So we're going to steal that phone from you. You're not going to be able to use that phone any longer. We're going to steal everything you got. And surely enough, within a few weeks, soon after that, the police, they brought a guy who was sexually harassing me on Bay Ridge and 4th Avenue, and I told him to stop it on July 20, 2019, and the police came and choked me. I have the video online, and they went and dragged me, put me in the psych ward. So they've been having, as I'm reporting, the black Americans workers on the subway, abusing me as a Nigerian. I'm experiencing more retaliation under Eric Adams being mayor. Early this morning was raining heavy, and I believe the black American train conductor called the police on me to throw me out of the train station. And it was a big mess. They threw me out of the train station on New Lost Avenue. I was calling 911 for assistance. The IAB hung up the phone on me, told me to send an email instead. I'm like, my battery's running low. Can you please help me, tell this police to let me back on the train? It was raining so heavy. And they brought some black police officers. Not all of them were black Americans. Some of them were from other countries. But they joined in with the black Americans to attack me. I believe so. Another day I was on a train. A black American conductor, as soon as I got on the train, was saying, go Brooklyn. And some black Americans that were on the train also, they were like thugs. They were talking about the prison experience. Some of them had females sitting on their laps, and they weren't really bothering anybody. They were just talking about the prison experience. As soon as I got on the train, the conductor was saying, go Brooklyn, or something like that. It was like, using endearing words. And then these thugs were telling the conductor to stop it. So, it's like they understood, like it was trying to create a world hip-hop star. It was trying to get those thugs to act rowdy. And there was an African sleeping, and those thugs looked around and they saw the African sleeping, and they punched them and got off the train. So I ran to the conductor like that. I said, those thugs just punched somebody on the train. Could you call the police? And he didn't care. He didn't call the police. And as soon as we got to the next train stop, which was Flatbush Avenue, I informed the police, and they walked by me. So all this Eric Adam, the police are not taking foreign life serious. They believe the foreigners have come, the homeless foreigners, as Eric Adam says, that they're going to destroy New York's economy, and they're treating us homeless foreigners like such. So, and I've been reporting a lot of the Black American workers in the subway because they were leaving the bathroom real disgusting, and I wasn't used to having disgusting bathroom because I've lived in different countries and nobody does that, leave the bathroom disgusting. So, but living in the bathroom, I've been homeless since 2010 when the NYPD vacated me, so I would call 511, I would report it as an anonymous, I wouldn't tell them my name, I said I wanted to report as anonymous because I was scared, I was homeless, I was always in the subway, and I would be getting robbed. After I reported, I would be getting robbed, and they finally, after a Black American janitor threatened me on Franklin Avenue, I think they call it, what's that train station called again? I think it's called, I believe it's called the Botanical Gardens. You get the shuttle to Prospect Park there, and you also get a 4 train. So I believe it's called Franklin Avenue and Botanical Gardens. So that they used to have a bathroom there. They used to leave it open 24/7. They love the homeless Black Americans who come and use the bathroom. But I only use it when it's open, when it's supposed to be officially open. That's from 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. every day. That's the only time I use it. So when they saw me use it, they were living in a very deplorable state, and the toilet was leaking sewage water, and I would record it, and I would call 511. And one of the Black American janitors, she was like a tomboy. She told me, we're going to take that phone from you, we're going to steal everything you got. And she was threatening me to my face. So I was recording, she was saying this, and the FBI was monitoring my phone because I had a immigration case. It's in 2000 when my mother had a green card. She brought me to America from Nigeria. And they arrested me. The immigration said children are allowed in America. It was just some pretentiousness, outrageousness, and the determining in the prison. My mother went to the Nigerian embassy. The Nigerian embassy wouldn't help either. So I was just suffering, and in the immigration prison, my mother had a green card, and at some point she tried to abandon me or herself. So I've been facing hell. Then after I got out of the immigration prison, the police came and removed us from our home, and Erigana was trying to help us. They choked Erigana dead, but they paid the Erigana family. I recorded Erigana before they killed him. They said it was going to help me with my case. It was going to make sure I'm okay. And within weeks, the NYPD went and choked them. This was in 2014. And no law in America would help me. So now they're bashing into me anywhere I go. And this Eric Autumn is increasing the attacks on homeless immigrants. And they need to stop him because it's telling the police to be grabbing homeless and be throwing them in the psych ward. Which is barbaric. No country does that. No country jumps homeless and put them in the psych, and they're threatening you with psych ward. Anytime they see homeless on the subway, if you're not a Black American, some of the subway workers will call the police on you to try to throw you in the psych ward. And I've seen them punch on a homeless African. Some of the subway workers are abusing foreigners that are homeless on the train. I'm a homeless foreigner. This Eric Autumn is at some point it was like he was also making fun of my dead mother. He said his new name is Esther because my mother, she was homeless. She was having housing. The NYPD threw me and my mother out. So she was rendered homeless. And she was just, staying around with people, and then she had a heart problem. She went to Bellevue Hospital, and the Finn mental illness owner and arrested her at Bellevue Hospital, and we're trying to drag her to psych ward, and so that's why she died. I know law in America will help me. Her name is Esther, and this Eric Autumn said his new name is Esther, and he said he's bringing a new policy that the police have to be dragging homeless into the psych ward also. And also when the Black Americans would attack me on the subway and stuff and call the police on me, I will go near Eric Adams' office and I'll tell them that New York needs to stop practicing xenophobia. That I was saying in Ohio, a Nigerian became mayor in a town there, and I say in Iowa, immigrants are getting driver's license, or documented immigrants are getting driver's license. I said New York should tolerate immigrants also. And then Eric Adams issued a message to the press. This was close to the time my mother was killed. He said, you go to Iowa, you go to Ohio, New York is for real New Yorkers only. And they'll be putting some of the subway, in the subway when I try to use the bathroom, the police reject me near Eric Adams' office. I used to use the bathroom there at the train station on Quad Street. It used to be the borough president of Brooklyn. This was soon after my mother got killed, close to 2015 after my mother got killed. So, as I was mourning my mother, they were abusing me terribly, like I was an African animal. So the one is to investigate, and it's getting worse and worse. And lately, this Eric Adams said he's expecting 911 attack again. I'm near the World Trade Center, and they abused me terribly here. I go to the Target store also. The day the FBI went to Brianna Shug's house, Eric Adams said this lady was close to him. He was his campaign manager. So the day I've been talking about this Eric Adams on social media, and the federal agents went to the home of his campaign manager, and they said Eric Adams was supposed to be in Washington D.C. and they said he fled Washington D.C. to come to Brooklyn, to come to New York. Said because the lady was so close to him, she's been close to him for a long time. That's why he left what he was doing in Washington D.C. to come to New York to monitor what was going on with the FBI raiding his campaign manager's house. And that same day, as soon as the press leaked that, some of the black police officers surrounded me in Target store. The Target store is some Greenwich, a few blocks from here. The World Trade Center is down this block. And as I was trying to go to the bathroom, they was menacing me, and since then, time I tried to go to the Target store in Greenwich, the police officer that try to menace me. So I'm afraid to use the bathroom. The one is to help me, because this Eric Adams is promoting a policy of segregationism, whereby black on black attack, whereby it's enabling and empowering black Americans to attack homeless Africans. I've seen an African got punched, and I tried to get the police to help him. The police wouldn't help. So it's terrible. We Africans are suffering. I don't know if my life is going to be safe. They're threatening me with all kinds of stuff, that I'm going to get killed soon. So I'm a Nigerian transsexual. I know a lot of these groups in America are not helping me. The transsexual groups are not helping me. I reached out to the United Nations on Twitter. So I don't know what's going to happen to me, because they believe, Africans don't, like the way Diallo was killed with like 40 bullets, and the police officer that killed him got away with it. But I was able to call 911 today, and they hung up the phone on me. She sent an email. When the police attacked me in Brooklyn, it was raining heavy, the wind was blowing, and I think the guy maybe had been a black American. The conductor, the train driver, called the police on me. I wasn't bothering nobody, and they told me to carry on my bag down the staircase. It was an elevator surface, and I was attacking that area. That area is Livonia. I was punched. I had to get stitches in 2008. My mother was still alive. So it brought back memories. So since I've been having headaches in my head, I was punched so bad, and the police wouldn't help me that day. But in Livonia, in 2008, I was robbed in that area. I think that area is called Brownsville. So it's like they're looking into my record, and they find a way to traumatize me. And it's against the U.S. law. I think it's called Section 1984, to strip anybody of their rights under the law through racist policies. The police are no psychiatrists, and somebody being poor and homeless is no excuse to try to arrest them and say they want to detain them. So they should be detaining homeless people in psych wards. And my mother got killed with that kind of policy in 2015, when the Bellevue decided to feign mental illness on her as a foreigner. She had become a naturalized citizen, but she's from Nigeria. And feign mental illness on her. Even though she had passed the psychiatric test they gave her. And she used to work as a nursing aide. And they framed her up and got her killed. And I can't get justice for her. No law in America will help me. The trans groups are not helping me. And I'm a Judeo-Christian, and this also strikes of terrorism, because this is close to Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ, and they're attacking me like crazy. I almost fell down the staircase. I have blisters on my leg. As I was carrying this what's it called, a cart. This is called a cart, I believe, a shopping cart. And this fell out as I was falling down the staircase in Livonia Street, New Lodge Avenue. There was an elevator. I carried all this by myself. The police behind my back. Early this morning, it was raining heavy, the wind was blowing, and at some point, I staggered, and the hook removed. I have blisters on my leg. So they need to arrest those police officers. There was 5 of them. They wouldn't put their camera on, and I had to tell them, please put your camera on, because I don't know if I'm going to fall down the staircase, and you can just claim anything. I had to force them to turn the camera on. I said they knew what they were doing was wrong, that they were targeting me as an African, as a homeless African, and all these other policies enabling black Americans to jump Africans. I've seen Africans get punched in the face in that subway, and the subway driver was a black American and it wouldn't help me call the police to arrest those people. And I tried to get the police involved also, the police just walked away from me. And I've been recording all of them. The FBI has been monitoring my phone because I used to have an immigration court case. So the FBI takes it upon themselves to monitor you forever. So they need to play the surveillance tapes. Please join the group African Lives Matter, and we don't need ethnic division. No, and any white group trying to help Eric Adam continue to abuse homeless blacks. I also went to the shelter at Roosevelt Hotel, and they tried to put me in the psych lockup. And I've also read a report that they're threatening the immigrants there with psych lockup. And also, I was vacated in 2010. And under the settlement agreement the city of New York signed since the 1990s, anybody vacated by the city of New York has to be put in a hotel room. There were some black Americans vacated this year, and Eric Adam put them in a hotel room alongside some other ethnicities. And I've been contacting them on social media that when I need a hotel room, I don't really like the NYCHA housing. I think they opened up the application for NYCHA housing. I used to get stop and frisk in the NYCHA housing. I prefer hotel room and to be able to find my own private apartment. So the city of New York is a contempt of a court order that says they have to provide homeless people like me that were vacated in hotel rooms. Another court order bars the NYPD from engaging in racial policing and stop and frisk, broken windows, and using different guises to put people under arrest. One of the ways they use to arrest people is to just say, that you appear emotionally disturbed and to provoke you and go lock you up in psych ward. And a lot of times when they're trying to put that person in the psych lockup, they'll kill the person. And this was been done here by the NYPD and even in other cities. An example was Elijah McCain. When the NYPD did it to me in 2019, after a black American threatened me to trade a black American worker, so we're going to rob you, take all your stuff, and you're going to be harmed. And I was recording that. And soon after that, the police they set me up. A guy was sexually harassing me, touching me, wanted a sexual manner, and the police camera was recording on Berry and 4th Avenue on July 20, 2019. And the police came as I was complaining. And the police came and knocked me to the ground, choked me. I have the video on my Twitter, and then soon after that now, Eric Adam is mayor, and they're harassing me, throw me out of train stations. I don't bother anybody. I'm a Judeo-Christian, and they're using this Christmas period to terrorize me as a homeless Judeo-Christian African, transsexual, and the rain was raining so bad. This morning, even though there was a weather advisory for people to stay indoors, everything this Eric Adam told people to stay indoors, that the weather condition is going to be bad. But me as an African, they threw me outdoors. So it's enabling black Americans to carry out retaliatory attacks in the subway against Africans. This Eric Adam policy of using the police to arrest homeless Africans like me is racist, it's discriminatory. That policy has to be stopped. And the Negro Society has already filed a lawsuit, but they're not helping me. Negro is not helping me. The laws in America are marginalizing me. I think they think I'm desperate for power. I don't know if they think if they help me, it's going to make me popular. I don't want your popularity. I just want my rights respected. You can keep your popularity. Keep it to yourself, but I want people to speak out for me. Black Americans are attacking Africans on the subway. They almost got me killed, almost fell me down the staircase. Look, I was carrying this heavy stuff this morning, and I paid my subway fare, and the conductor called the police on me. I always read the newspaper on the train also. So, they don't like me reading the newspaper, they just bother me for any reason at all. And then the FBI has a surveillance. When I was being threatened, somebody came on the train, was mentioning boom, 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 like a gunshot, And I got rubbed. I had my blanket. I had an extra blanket. I put in my bag. They stole the blanket. I had an umbrella I took from the garbage. They stole the umbrella, and I put on the umbrella. So they were robbing me on the train. They was on the 4 train, so they're robbing me, stealing my used blanket and everything, and they're menacing me. And under this Eric Adam policy, if I dare say anything, they will treat me like I'm mentally ill and call the police to come and arrest me as a crazy African. So this Eric Adams is helping black Americans that be better situated than Africans that may have a home, to abuse Africans that are homeless. Even when I try to get this is a mess, really. Even when I went to the Roosevelt Hotel, I don't know his connection with the Dog Go company. He gave a Dog Go company to be in charge of migrant housing, and they're abusing migrants. A lot of migrants say they scared them because they're supposed to be an ambulatory company, a medical ambulatory company to transfer people into the hospital. And the first thing they did was to threaten me to put me in the psych ward. They said I should get away from the shelter and that they're not going to accept me. And if I don't get away, they're going to put me in the psych ward. And he said they gave them a $500 million contract or something like that with no bidding process. So, as the investigators are required for campaign financing, abuse, they need to investigate all his contracts. They need to know who's financing him, how he's getting the money for his campaign. They need to do a further detailed investigation. And also, he said something that the press said is kind of mysterious. They don't know what it means. He said New York should prepare for another 9/11 type attack any moment. And so I'm getting attacked near the World Trade Center. There's some Black American police that menacing me as soon as this Eric Adams' office was raided. And so I go to the Target store, and you can see, I can't even be lying. I carry Target store on me. So they're attacking me because of the World Trade Center. Sometimes I go to use the bathroom at the World Trade Center, and I get arrested. I get arrested at the bathroom at the World Trade Center. So it says America should prepare for another 9/11 type sudden attack. So I don't know, and it's already said his name is Esther. My mother was killed. This Eric Adams said his name is Esther. I don't know what is insinuating, and even the press doesn't understand it. What does it mean that another 9/11 could happen? But I'm near the World Trade Center, somebody just came and bumped into me. They didn't have to do that. I'm away from the line. I'm charging my phone to upload videos. Even at some point, the YouTube wouldn't let me upload videos. I'm just experiencing almost like a persistent attack and being inhibited. Lawyers wouldn't help me, and I'm not looking for your popularity. I'm not trying to become your civil rights. I'm not trying to become a Martin Luther King. I'm a transsexual. So please keep your popularity, but please respect me. I'm a Nigerian transsexual. Please don't abuse me any further, Eric Adams. You're your police, and I arrest your police. They endangered my life, almost got me to fall down the staircase. My leg is in blister, and they wouldn't give me their ID, their business card, and they didn't want to turn the camera on. The weather condition was bad. That wasn't no time to effect an arrest. I wasn't bothering anybody. I wasn't even bothering anybody on the train. I decided to kick me out of the train, but I think the Black American train driver didn't want me, and they let the Black Americans stay on the train. The homeless Black Americans. Some of them were sleeping on the chair. I required everything. I was talking as a Nigerian, and they're using they are creating a divide between Black Americans and Africans. Even Jumaane Williams, he also insinuated that some high-ranking officials in New York City and New York State, he didn't mention their names, but I'm thinking who's more high-ranking official than Eric Adams in New York City, and who's more high-ranking official than Ocho, the governor in New York State. He said they're pitting people against immigrants, and they're using this homeless crisis to get people to hate immigrants, to abuse, and this is as far as Jumaane Williams, the public advocate, would say. But I also contacted them, but it didn't help me. So I don't know what is going on when I'm being denied help, and people are just insinuating stuff. Even if Eric Adams said people should prepare for another 9/11, or sudden attack any moment, or something to that effect. And I'm close to the World Trade Center, and I'm always getting arrested. Black American workers at the park, also at the Washington Market Park. They won't let me use the bathroom. They will leave the door open and say I can't lock the door, the main door. So when it's cold, I have to use the bathroom in the cold, because the main door to the bathroom has to remain open so the cold air can come in. And today it was raining, so the Black American train workers, they called the police on me to throw me out into the cold. So they treat me like an African slave, and I said Eric Adams. And he also brought the policy that enables them to do this. Say they should be treating homeless people as a mental case. And these people are not psychiatrists, and just because somebody's poor doesn't mean you can mislabel them. Even the Michael Jackson father, when they were calling Michael Jackson Michael Jackson, was very afraid, and the day they killed him, he said he already expected they were going to kill him. So when they start calling a black person, putting a black person in a crazy category in America, he said they may be trying to kill that person. He said, because the people that don't have rights are blacks and crazy people. So as a homeless African, this Eric Adams policy is derogatory, and it seems to target homeless like me on the street. And I contacted them to help me. I told them a Nigerian transsexual vacated. It was helping black Americans that were vacated, put them in hotel room, and refused to help me. I contacted them on social media. So please, and they want to give me a bad Christmas. I'm a Judeo-Christian, and you can't help but notice it's around Christmas period, and this is what's going on. So please, world, please help investigate it. And the threat that I'm going to be killed soon. So if I should get killed, people have to be arrested. People have to be arrested, and no more Nazism, Gestapo policing, and ethnic divide. People need to be, because I'm being threatened, and I deserve justice. I'm the late Eric Adams' friend.